Well, we made it to the Atlanta airport and heading over to Concourse F to find, apparently there's a Eucharistic chapel. There's a Blessed Sacrament chapel in the terminal. So I'm going to go find that and pray a little holy hour because I got here pretty early. It's only like, it's barely 9 a.m. And so I'm going to go pray a holy hour because the park doesn't even open until 11 o'clock. So let's do this. I found it. Thank you, Jesus. Praise the Lord. This is amazing. This is just so consoling and so comforting to know that Jesus is here in this airport, like 24/7. Anytime anyone wanted to come in here and pray, they can come in and just visit here. And it's the best way to kick off this whole adventure today. I'm so grateful that Jesus is present in this chapel. And what's really amazing is that, like, you know, they just have this curtain here. So whenever there are other religious ceremonies in here, because this is an interfaith chapel, right? It's not just a Catholic chapel here. It's used for other faiths as well, other traditions. It's just really kind of incredible to think that the Blessed Sacrament is present in this room whenever other people of other faiths are reaching out to God in this chapel, and He's right here. Jesus is right here. It's amazing. He's literally right there at all times, and there's just this little veil, this veil that covers Him, and we know as Catholics that even in the Blessed Sacrament, He's veiled. It's a hiddenness, right? It's hard to see. Looks like ordinary bread, ordinary wine, but it's not. It's His body and blood, soul and divinity. And here it is right here. The Lord of the universe is at the Atlanta airport. And I'm just pumped that I get to pray a little bit here before going and rattling my brains and going nuts on a roller coaster as many times as humanly possible right down the road from this airport. So yeah, thanks be to God. Praise the Lord. And wow, Jesus, you're outdoing yourself. And I take this as just a blessing. It's the Lord saying, hey, like, I want you to have true leisure. I want you to have rest. I want you to get out and enjoy life, right? And be fully alive. Jesus said, I have come that you may have life and life abundantly. And yeah, that means prayer. That means going deep with the Lord. But it also sometimes means riding a roller coaster, right? Being human. Yeah, Jesus is true God and true man. And part of being human is good, holy recreation. Think about that word for a second. Recreation. Break it down. Recreation. When we enter into holy recreation, we are being recreated. And the Lord delights in that. He rejoices as long as He's still at the heart of it. And so, man, here we are. We're worshiping the Lord here, and the Atlanta airport continues to move right along with its business. But right here at the heart, in this little tiny interfaith chapel, is the most blessed sacrament, the real presence of our Lord. Thank God. Well, I just called up my Uber, so he's on his way over, but I just had the coolest experience. While I was praying in the chapel up here in the airport, just a bunch of guys just started rolling on in, and lo and behold, they were Catholic priests, and they started setting up for Mass, and so I got to go to confession and Mass. I had no idea that was going to happen. It was a beautiful gift from the Lord, and so now just waiting on this Uber to show up so that I can go and ride this brand new roller coaster. Can't wait to ride ArieForce One. It's going to be awesome. See y'all there. Well, I made it to ArieForce, and literally only person in line. All right.
Lift-off sequence engaged.
ride is absolutely nuts. It is a phenomenal ride. ArieForce One here at Fun Spot America in outside Atlanta, Georgia. It is nuts. I'm so glad I did this.
ArieForce One stands tall at 155 feet with a 146-foot drop at 83 degrees. The ride reaches speeds up to 64 miles an hour and features 4 different inversions. The first inversion is a dive loop that they call the Raven Trust Dive. After exiting this unique inversion, the train then leaps over a high-speed airtime hill before entering the massive zero-G stall, the largest of its kind in the United States. This is a fantastic element with tons of hang time and amazing views. You then drop out of the stall and are lifted back up again into one of the highlights of the layout, the massive outer banked airtime hill. The airtime on this hill is outrageous. It feels like the ride is trying as hard as it can to fly off the rails. I mean, you get ripped out of your seat the entire time on this thing. Pantheon at Busch Gardens has a similar element, but I think ArieForce One's outward bank turn is much more forceful. We're now well into the ride, but ArieForce One is far from finished. Next up, the train enters into a powerful double-up element, again offering some solid pops of airtime along the way. Then it's on to perhaps the most intense and most disorienting moment of the entire ride, a ground-hugging zero-G roll that sends you absolutely flying out of your seat. After a quick bunny hill and a right turn, pulling some really intense positive Gs, you're then tossed through another barrel roll. Then comes the finale, which consists of a series of 4 extremely small, extremely ferocious airtime hills. From some of the reviews I heard, I was expecting these final bunny hills to be a little bit too much, just too vicious and too uncomfortable. But really, I didn't have a problem with them at all. They reminded me a little bit of the ending on Phantom's Revenge at Kennywood.
All right, after riding this thing like 17 times, I think I'm just going to go ahead and call it that this thing is my number 3 roller coaster overall. You can hear it. It's very loud in the background there. Climbing the lift hill. So yeah, I'm going to say this is number 3 overall, which is amazing. I've ridden like over 200 roller coasters, so for this to be number 3, it's really dang good. But it has a chance. It has the chance of making it number 2 when I return back to Carowinds later this year to retry Fury 325. But this is a phenomenal roller coaster, and I've been having a blast out here on my day off. My New Year's resolution was to be more adventurous with my day off. Ride's gonna come flying over me right here. Let's see here. Woo! Yeah! Crazy stuff. What a ride. So much airtime, so intense.
Seriously though, Fun Spot America has got a serious winner here. ArieForce One is absolutely a world-class roller coaster at an inexplicably small park. Point blank, I do not understand why this roller coaster exists. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I'm glad that it does exist. And if you are able to go out of your way to come and ride this thing, do it. Rocky Mountain Construction knocked it out of the park and has once again pulled off a complete and well-rounded roller coaster that is a pleasure to ride. It's well worth the day trip to Atlanta and back, and I can't recommend it enough.
Well, y'all, I did it. I got to Atlanta. I took an Uber to Fun Spot America. I rode this roller coaster 20 times. I opened it and I closed it. Literally, they're just now starting to shut it down for the afternoon. I got there literally 11 o'clock on the dot when they opened, and now they're shutting it down. So I feel like this was a huge accomplishment. What a great day, man. And now, you know how to finish a day like this, but to pray a little rosary while walking next to an awesome big roller coaster. And look, it kind of matches. It's got that red streak. Got my red rosary right here. So praying for you guys. And I'm about to be heading home to Williamsburg here in the next couple of hours. And yeah, coming back refreshed and full of adrenaline.